Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Expansion Network, where we help everybody. We'll help everybody accelerate the consciousness of humanity. Casey, how are you? How has your week been?
It's wonderful, wonderful. And a holiday weekend this weekend. So we appreciate anybody who's climbing on live, pulling themselves away from, I don't know, I guess traditionally barbecuing and, celebrating with family, on a holiday weekend. And so, here we are. I wanted to say something, if I can, actually, about the celebration this weekend, which has to do with the protection of the U.S. from the military and those who serve and this and that. And I have military in my family. My father was military. My brother was military. My daughter was military. And it's a very proud time. And yet, I was just having a conversation the other day, knowing what we know now about what's really behind all the global conflict, which is just money and chaos and distraction. I wonder how my dad would handle that being the truth, because he served in 3 wars. My dad did. And he truly felt like he was, fighting for the just cause of whatever. And to find out that maybe that's not completely true, not at the soldier's fault, but believing, what you're fighting for is a particular thing that you back yourself up for, and then maybe find out that that's not a truth. The reason I bring that up is because we're in this space, are we not, of these awakenings, right? These awarenesses and awakenings. That's what you're all here for. That's what the show is here for. And to challenge the things that we have always thought were true. And maybe there's more to it, more to it. And it really does take an open mind to be able to explore those things, especially within our own self. So I just thought that was an interesting way to lead into the show tonight, because that's what we do here, is challenge what everybody believes, what they think they know, and are brave enough to maybe see that there's more to things than what they think is there, right?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And yeah, lots of things are happening, in our life, in our society, every single day, and festivities is always an opportunity to reflect on how they originated and what was really and what is really behind them today. So
Yeah,
thank you for bringing that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It's episode number 106 already of the Ask Julius show. This incredible show this past week has been incredible, among other things, because as you know, there was going to be this incredible, session workshop happening, and I know that there was supposed to be like a short Q&A session, and the Q&A session went up to how long,
Oh my God.
Casey?
Normally when we do classes, Angel, we have 2 1-hour modules, and then the Q&A, is another hour-long module. This course went over an hour on each of the modules, and then the Q&A was over 2.5 hours, over that mark. We hit everybody's question. And Julius was just on fire for over 2.5 hours in that Q&A. You can still get in on that course. It is available on a replay. I can strongly recommend it. The compliments and the realizations that were pouring in about the information, assisting people on their conscious journey, and finally helping them understand far more deeply who they are, what's going on, what to strive for. And it was life changing, life changing. So I want to invite everybody to possibly check out the website to visit that. But yeah, on fire, right? We love it. We love it when people are enthusiastic, just like this show. They're enthusiastic. They want to ask those questions, and we live to answer your questions, right?
Absolutely. That's the truth. That's the truth. We live to answer your questions. Let me go to our offline while our audience live starts, sending them to our chat. Let me open the now. 1 second, please. Here, my neighbor ran over my dog. I could have stopped, but he did not. He saw me and my daughter frantically running to try to collect her. My question is Elsa, does she understand what happened? Got
Yeah.
wrenched because I couldn't help her.
Yes. Cannot fathom the pain of what occurred to you, Master. The pain. No question about it. No question about it. She is well. She is safe. She is beautiful. She is radiant. She is with you. There is nothing in that being's consciousness about blame or sadness or tragedy in any way, shape or form. And we hope that that brings you comfort in some way. We truly understand that that hole in your heart will not be filled in this lifetime. And anybody out there who has had the trauma and tragedy of losing a child in one of their physical lives understands that that's just not a wound that heals itself. But your bravery to continue, especially with the rest of your family, and to proceed on your conscious journey, she truly is delighted in that you seek broader and deeper understandings, things that she is aware of, things that she's always been aware of course. And she also sends so many blessings to her father. She feels like that load is very, very, very heavy for him. We send all of you nothing but extraordinary expansion and light.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ursula, for your question. Let's go to one of the first online question right now. It comes from Karen Tackett. Today is the 25th. Can you share any news about Trump's year of celebration?
Other than what you are watching him roll out is what we can tell you. What we can tell you is there will be life-changing events coming, we hope soon. This year will be the most impactful first year of any presidency ever in your history. The great news on that is it benefits everybody. It benefits everybody. Taking off the agenda of the one-sided agenda, it truly has the intention of unification and fairness across the board. Of course, that doesn't mean that everyone's going to perceive it that way, because you can't control the way things are perceived. But the biggest form of anything is the disclosure, If you're watching, if you're listening, they are bringing the information about what has been done to humanity, experimentation-wise, in your foods, in your chemtrails, in your medical industry, in your schools, and all of that. And we think that is paramount to everybody deciding finally to make changes, We still are supporting that all of you that have been aware of this for a long time prior to this moment of now, please make sure that you are showing compassion for those who are just now accepting some of those truths. It's with compassion and empathy that everybody moves forward on their conscious journey. All is well, Master. All is well. Things are on schedule. There's just many different variety of directions that schedule can take, but have no fear, Master. Hold your vibration high.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Love Light. Lauren, nice to see you again. What is a spiritual voyeur?
Oh, that's somebody really who just looks at something but doesn't practice it, doesn't actually practice it. Okay. So, you think of that as the armchair coach, in a basketball game. They've never played basketball, but boy, they watch every game. They wear the uniform. They know all the players' names. They know all the dates of the championships. They've probably gone to pawn shops and bought rings. They're the voyeurs, okay? They do not do the work. They do not actually play. And we will say that it is our experience of observation that the majority of people who claim to be on a spiritual journey are just voyeurs. They aren't doing the work. They don't do the internal work on a daily basis. They collect programs, they watch television and shows, and they go to retreats occasionally, and they have energy work, and they think they're raising their consciousness, but they are not. They are not doing the hardcore work. The problem with the voyeurs is they memorize dialogue beautifully, so they can sound very advanced spiritually. But what you do, Master, is you pay attention to who they are, how they act, what their life is like. And that's always going to be the revealment of who they are. But the truth also is this, Masters, don't you be one when we know you aren't. We know that you are doing your work. You are the spiritual warrior, not the spiritual voyeur. That's what we will say.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you, Love Line Lauren, for the question. The next question comes from the Immersive Studio. Will XRP be part of the banking system?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, cryptocurrency is going to be a big part of the banking system. Absolutely. Your whole banking system is going digital. Everything's going digital. Okay. So that's going to be the transition eventually. Okay. You'll get new currencies for a while, actual paper currencies. But as you know, that digitality aspect is coming online, But what they're doing is, as you know, is they're trying to do the cleanup on the nefarious currencies. Okay. And XRP is not completely clean. It's not completely cleaned yet. They do have an intention of keeping XRP while they are doing the cleanup on it. That's what we will say.
Thank you so much. The next question comes from Mary Jacobs, Advanced Sound Healing. Are you able to see if and when the medical industry will be dealt with pertaining to shots? We, the people, want retribution. We also want to help the innocent children.
So they actually are already doing that, Master. What you are seeing playing out now is very, very late in the game, very late in the game. You also have to understand that the medical industry was threatened, and they were brainwashed like everybody else was. And so they actually are a form of a victim as well. They do have medical advancement that can clean up everything medically for you. That's what they are desiring to unleash. So you won't need to worry about retribution, so to speak, as long as you have the ability to bring wellness to your physical body and to the children as well. The information out has always been there, though, Master. It has always been there. Okay? Humanity needs to take responsibility for their choices. Okay? They need to take responsibility for their choices. And they need to stop blindly following programming that makes no sense whatsoever. That is the way to see what has occurred. Okay? What has occurred is the ridiculous way that humanity was programmed to basically commit suicide. No different than Jim Jones and drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what humanity did, and they need to take responsibility for that. That will empower you, Master. That will empower you. Retribution is for those who are not powerful. Do not seek retribution. Seek expansion, seek empowerment, seek resilience, and demonstrate it to all. If you are among those seeking retribution, you are of low consciousness, Master. You are stuck in judgment and agenda and punishment and reward. Do not dishonor yourself by putting yourself there. You are higher vibration than that. You will move through this, and it is through the light and higher vibration that humanity will be able to feel empowered once again.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Elizabeth Wolf. Hi, Julius. This past week, my body went very dizzy during getting up, turning the head, bending, and so forth. I went to the doctor but got no help. Julius, what is going on? Thank you.
You have toxins and parasites in your body. That's what it feels like to us. We would recommend that you do a parasite and a metal detox for yourself.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question comes also from the Immersive Studio. What parts of the USA should be prepared for disasters in 2025 and 2026?
Master, you can't prepare for disasters. You really can't. Okay? There to do that is we are going to support that. To do that, you are playing into that occurring. That's actually manifesting the occurrence. That's our opinion of that. Okay? Everybody should be well and safe and strong and intelligent. Okay? If you choose to have some food storage, well, that's lovely. If you choose to have some water storage, well, that's lovely. If you choose to have some power storage, well, that's lovely. But be careful, masters, not to feed the dragon of fear. Feed the dragon of fear. You're all going to make your decisions on that, but that is our perception.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And the next question comes from Adrienne. I remember you telling me a couple of months ago that CBG is not going to help heal the brain of my autistic son. What do you recommend to detox the heavy metals out of the brain, please, and thanks?
Well, there's many things that you need to explore, Master. There's many ways to detox metals out of the brain. We're still going to say that we're a big supporter of oxygen therapy and chlorine dioxide, but it's extremely challenging for a child to follow that protocol. But if you're asking us what the best is, we're going to say that's what the best is. Anything down from there can be useful for you, but do your research. You want to be using, there's, actually even foods, and there's minerals, and there's Chinese medicines, that can help detox metals from the body. But we also want to support that you need to stop putting them in the body. You need to stop putting them in the body. And this is not the platform to have that super long discussion as to what metals, what graphene oxide is in, but it's in a lot of things. So do your research, please.
Excellent. Thank you. The next question comes from, one second, please. From Sony, the one and only Sony Dean. Julius, apparently taking vitamin D3 and K2 is very good, plus K2 is very good for the brain and the heart. Do you support this?
We support getting out in the sun. That's what we support. Okay. So the sun helps you produce vitamin D and vitamin K. It also feeds that into your body. We recommend you actually do sun gazing early in the morning or late in the evening time by about 20 minutes. But you need sun exposure without sunglasses by about 20 minutes a day. And that's going to solve your problem.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And then we have another question, in this case from Hilda B, our one and only Hilda B. How can parents discipline their children without coming across as superior and reinforcing the program of external authority figures?
With compassion, Master, with compassion and explanation and leadership and demonstration. That's how to do it. Okay. You can explain to a child their behavior and the ramifications of their behavior, but you need to demonstrate the behavior that you are trying to get them to show. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Okay. But you do it with patience, compassion, empathy, truth, honor, and demonstration. That's what we will tell you. Discipline comes from needing to discipline usually comes from inconsistency. So how is your behavior, master? How is your consistency? How is your discipline? How is your patience? How is your compassion? And how is your empathy? Most issues, behavior issues with a child, can be solved by teaching them unity consciousness. And that is going to solve the problem of every form of discipline issue for humanity. And that is the truth.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Cat55K. What transition in human consciousness do you see currently happening globally? Thank you.
We don't really see a big transition, to be honest with you. We see a lot of shock. We see a lot of anger. We see a lot of separateness. Have you been out? Have you been out and about? Go to a subway, go to an airport, go to a large box store. Nobody has consideration for each other. Nobody is kind. Nobody is considerate. We don't think they're doing well at all. And that has a lot to do with the poisonings in the brain and a lot to do with all of the programming. So we don't think that consciousness is transitioning at this time. We do see that information disclosure will help some of that, but most of it's just going to make everybody really, really angry. And that is not a high or progressive state of consciousness. Currently, we say that 97% of humanity on the Earthship is in levels 1 and 2 on the consciousness scale. That's not good at all. But it can change and shift at any given moment, masters, the minute that each one of you decides to do your conscious journey. There isn't going to be a wave of magic that's going to hit everybody and suddenly make them aware. That's what we support. Please stop believing that. Please stop theorizing that. If that was a truth, it would have happened long ago in your history.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Gansu. Hi, Julius. My question is about cloning and consciousness transfer. How does consciousness transfer work? Also, how does chipping people and transferring consciousness to them work?
It's not consciousness that you're transferring, master. It's just information. Okay. It's just information. So it's memories, history, possible outcomes. It's really like programming. It's not consciousness. Consciousness is mindfulness and awareness. It is internal mindfulness and awareness. And that comes through compassion, empathy, and experience. So your wisdom comes through experience. You can't transfer wisdom. You can only transfer information. That's the shortcoming of the cloning and the AI.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's go for the next question from Christine Goebel. Hi, Julius. I became very close to my grandmother after her passing. I have not seen, heard from her in forever. Has that aspect of her reincarnated or ...
So that's such a great question. And Master, the answer is as usual, fairly elongated. So we're going to support that souls are not singular. You are a fractal. You're a fractal. And although it seems like singular souls reincarnate, and then that means that the aspect of them would completely transfer from one experience to another. But you have to understand, masters, that there's multiple timelines, numerous timelines that are running at the same time simultaneously. And you don't have death or transition happen simultaneously. Each of these timelines can provide a variance in your existence and your ongoing experience. So even if the soul that you're speaking of has reincarnated, let's say that they have, you could still have open communication with another fractalized version of her in another timeline. So don't think that you're going to get suddenly cut off from that and then she's going to reincarnate. That is not exactly how it happens. You can have never-ending ongoing aspect of conversation and have reincarnation occur. Commonly, people reincarnate on a 50 to 100 year cycle. That's not true for everyone, but that's kind of the common average. But if a soul decides to still continue to be part of you in your life cycle, they can sometimes reincarnate as a grandchild or a great grandchild by the time you continue on and then re-enter your life as a physical being, but you still could be having communication with another fractal of them. So open up your mind, Master, open up your mind. Try not to think of isolated and singular. Think more vastness, fractal, and unity consciousness, and be patient. There is no time that exists off of a physical realm. There are just ways of never-ending ongoing isness and connection. So try not to live in a space of expecting communication. Communication comes in so many forms. Open up your eyes to signs, open up your eyes to music, open up your eyes to other conversations and other engagements with people that seem similar or seem to have the same dialogue as her. She could be speaking to you in many, 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 many ways. So stay open-minded, stay full of love and light, Master. All is well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Patty Morris, and that is her question. Have had chronic anxiety, fatigue, and insomnia for many years. Can EFT tapping heal me, or what do you recommend?
You need to calm down. You have way too much productivity going on in your life. So, Masters, everything in the physical plane is runs on yin and yang. Okay. So yang is movement, productivity, action. And yin is calm, contemplative, peaceful, and introspective. And you don't have enough yin going on. You are all yang in your life, all yang. You need to disconnect from your devices. You need to get a grounding sheet. You need to practice introspective breathing techniques, yoga, meditations, and calm yourself down. Your nervous system is overtaxed, and you're going to get frustrated with what you perceive to be how long it takes. It's going to take consistency for you to do that. Turn everything off. Seriously, turn your phone off, turn your television off. Stop, and slow down, Masters. Your life depends on it.
Thank you so much. And obviously, everybody has realized that we have a QR code at the top right corner of your screen. Please make yourself comfortable. Take your cell phone, open your camera app, and point it to that location, and you will see how immediately you are taken to a page. I'm not going to show this page today because we already spoke about the energy sessions in May, but there's a little bit of a tweak today regarding those energy sessions. Would you mind, Kasey, please explain again what those sessions are and why, what changed today so that we talk about those energy sessions again?
Yeah, so the energy sessions, the energy choices on your sessions are the cylinder session, the DNA session, and the vault session, okay? And they all have to do with you as an energetic being and things that have come into play to block you, to reduce you, to imprison you, and mostly to prevent you from being able to go farther expanded beyond your limited thinking, beyond your own personalized matrix that you've created for yourself through traumas and through self-judgment and lack of self-love. We also offer, of course, personal reading sessions with Julius, which can be life-changing for everybody. And so we decided to do an offering for people so they can take advantage of two together for one singular price. So you'll be able to choose from those. The DNA session is about your other two spiral helixes that are not active. So the physical human body does not have one spiral DNA helix, it has three. And this process is designed to help remove the energetic block that is preventing the other two spiral helixes from coming online and activating themselves for you. That's the DNA session. So it's not about strands in your spiral helix like common DNA processes are. This is about dormant spiral helixes coming online for you. That's the DNA session. The vault session has to do with traumas that you have repeated over and over and over and over again, never fully dealing with them, never breaking your way through from them. They come from this lifetime. They come from multiple timelines. They come from other lifetimes, and they're built up energetically as blocks in your energy bodies, preventing free-flowing energy going from one version of you to the multidimensional aspect of you. So those are vault removal process. And then we have a cylinder process. That's your own personal matrix that you have created for yourself through your limited thinking. We do a removal of that cylinder. And then, of course, the personal sessions go in many, many directions. So please check that out and check out the descriptions for yourself. Our beautiful production manager, Sue Dolan, at support@channelingjulius.com can answer further questions for you if you are trying to make a decision as to which one will benefit you. They all will benefit you. They all will benefit you. They are issues that everybody has right now. So if it resonates with you and you are ready to have some energetic experience or a personal session with Julius experience, please check that out.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And that same email address, support@channelingjulius.com, is the address where we kindly ask you to send your questions in case those questions are not being asked today, or in case you just don't have the time to do it during the show. Again, support@channelingjulius.com, and we will gladly keep all those questions and ask them to Julius on another show. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Swift Sage. Julius, when I find myself in a situation that causes the fear response in the pit of my stomach, what can I do to reprogram that response?
Great. Thank you for asking that question, Master. So the first thing we want to support is to become aware of when it happens. So thankfully, it sounds like you have become aware of that. That's huge. To become aware, excuse us, to become aware of when you are in fear is huge. The moment you become aware, Master, we want you to stop and take 7 deep inhalations and exhalations immediately the minute you feel that pit. 7 rounds of deep inhalations and exhalations. That is going to immediately calm your nervous system down, or the reactive constriction, energetic constriction that is taking place. Once that occurs, you are to choose another thought that is more peaceful, more loving, and well for yourself, and to be telling yourself, all is well, I am fine, there is a solution, I am finding the solution, I am receiving the solution, I am well and safe. So the biggest thing that triggers fears, Masters, is the threat of your safety, whatever you perceive to be your safety. Usually it's finances, a lot of times it's relationship, and a lot of times it's health. Okay. And so, whatever one of those three things is usually behind most of your fears. And so, by actioning in your life to secure and provide your own safety in all of those areas will help reduce your fear reactiveness. But when you are in that reactive state, remind yourself that you are safe in all areas of those aspects of your life.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Swift Sage, for the question. Let's go to Artis Sridharan question. Does hydrogen infused water beneficial for real, or is it better than alkaline water? Some say it is. Both are a scam. Would love your thoughts. Thank you.
So, masters, water is hydrogen. It's H2O2. It's already got hydrogen count in it. So we don't support that makes any sense that they're going to put even more. It's already at its capacity before it would crystallize. Okay. So we don't support that to be beneficial because water is H2O2, 2 parts hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen. That's what makes it water. Now, there is a theory that you could go 3 parts hydrogen, And then there's a theory that you can increase the alkaline because it could be too acidic depending on your water system and where you are. We could tell you that some of those things could be a truth, but you know what, your masters, your body has H2O2 in it. It's mostly H2O2. So continuing to just feed it what it is, we say, is beneficial for you. Whatever's wrong in your body is an imbalance of nutrients, its toxicities, parasites, metals, poisoning, and things like that. Those are the things that need to be addressed for you.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. The next question, let me see. Yes, the next question comes from James's Short Channel 925. Are we living in a video game simulated reality that we can then take control of if we declare that we were source energy and were the primary players?
Yeah, so yes. So we agree with both of your statements. There is quite a lot of simulation being forced onto your thought process to create your reality. And there's a lot of things that are affecting the hologram, okay, so that it's manipulated. So everything is a hologram. And you create a reality for yourself based on your perception. The matrix that you speak of is likened thought projection that they've programmed into you. So it becomes very, very easy to utilize your thoughts against you. That's what we say a matrix is. The more you broaden your thoughts and break away from the common thought programming, the more your reality will shift for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Emma Freeman. And that is Emma's question. Hello, lately, I have been getting a lot of comfort from gardening and being around animals.
Nice.
I have noticed many different species greeting me. Feels like communication, even plants.
Absolutely.
Hold on a second.
Absolutely. So, good for you. Good for you. Good for you opening up your energy field. Good for opening your heart. The grounding aspects of gardening and intermingling with animals is amazing, masters. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. And how wonderful that it has elevated your awareness, master, of unity consciousness, of energetic interaction. It is real. There is only energy, and there is only one energy, to be truthful. Everything is a fractalized version of it. So know that this is true. You are not crazy. You are not kooky. You are wonderful, fabulous. and you are expanding. So continue to focus on the joy of that connection for yourself, masters. When you are doing your gardening, send light through your body. Feel the light from your heart connecting down your physical body corridor to the earth ship. Feel that earth ship's energy drawing itself up and landing in your heart. Secure yourself, stabilize yourself, and activate the joy and the aspect of the now that your soul resides in. Do the same thing when you are communicating with animals. Share and spread light from your heart to theirs. Know that all is calm and safe and well. Thank you, Master, for being the light and growing in your understanding of all that you are in this timeline.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Is creating from a place of passion and love important for us to transmute the energies, or to hold that feeling of creation and keep the momentum moving forward as the all matrix collapses?
Yeah,
That comes from your community.
Yeah, so passion and love, it depends on the vibration behind it. Okay. So we want to be clear on that. We do support your statement, Master, but you also understand that passions can be very dark. They can be very nefarious. People can be very passionate about harming themselves. They can be very passionate about harming another. Love can, for most people, is not love, but fear and manipulation and control and agenda. So it still depends on the energy behind those emotions in either the clear perception of the operator or the twisted, distorted, and traumatized reaction and response from the operator. So we want to say that. But if you are speaking of high vibration coming from love and allowing compassion, empathy, unity, consciousness, and awareness, that's when your soul is in charge. Creativity is also a wonderful space where you know that your soul is operational, that you are in alignment, that you are in the now, and that is your highest vibrational state. And the high vibrational state will always help get you away or move away from low frequencies, which will create, once again, your own reality for yourself. So keep thinking in positive light, compassion and light, unity, consciousness, light, patience, kindness, and understanding, and self-love for yourself, Master. That is when your soul is the operational conductor of your reality.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next question is an offline question from Sodom03. Does getting buried 6 feet under anchor or cause you to be stuck here?
Neither one, actually, neither one. Okay, so you are not your physical body at all. You don't remain in your physical body. You're out. Here's the issue. If you get stuck in either one of those thoughts, then you will hold yourself into that reality because you are the one creating your reality in any given moment. So stay away from that, Master. Your body is going to decompose. Why you try to stall the process in a container is just because of money. That is the truth. That is the truth. The soul does not remain stuck in its physical body. It doesn't. Even when it ghosts itself, it's not stuck in a physical body. It's simply manifesting the familiar physical body to have a continuation of its experience, but it has nothing to do with where that body is located. We think it's a ridiculous custom. We think it's completely useless custom, but we don't want to offend people who are stuck in belief systems that say that in some way your physical body has anything to do with what your soul does afterwards. What you think, what you believe, what you know is what you experience, Master, when you are physical or non-physical. That's what we will say.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And now another of the offline questions. Let me post it here. It's from Ashley Bell Caswell. What actually happened to Princess Charlene of Monaco when she left her small children to go to Africa for a few months?
She was removed. She was removed. That's what we will tell you. Most of the royals are cabal, and she was removed. And then she was also she was also worked on in a laboratory. She was worked on in a laboratory, and it did not go well. That's what we will tell you.
All right. Thank you so much. And now the next question, it doesn't fit here, so but I'm going to read it entirely. It's of someone, I believe, in Italy who is unfortunately not able to be here during the normal, show broadcasting hours, but he's still offline and he watches all of our shows offline. And that's what he's saying. Matteo, hello, Julius. First, I would like to thank you for your presence and your teachings. My question is about food. It's a little bit long, okay? You emphasize the importance of treating your body with care. In the recent year, I have learned the concept of fasting.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of information out there,
Yes.
and I'm not sure which is the right one.
Right.
What I know is that after eating, I feel sleepy. I eat organic, and I am vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an idea to become one day fruitarians or a breatharian.
Mm-hmm.
Is fasting the right way? And it doesn't end here,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Is the fasting the right way to follow? Some people suggest eating one day and fasting for 3 days. Others suggest fasting for between 3 and 10 days also during a fast. Is it correct to run or to do exercise? My worry is that the body can lose a lot of weight. I have heard that when you don't eat and drink for days, the detoxification process triples. And I'm going to the last paragraph now. Also, what do you think about the idea that food does not give you energy but takes it away? Complete abstinence from food is complete, abstinence from food in addition to raising our frequency the path to longevity. Can the body learn to synthesize and generate whatever it needs, protein, fat, carbohydrate? Can one of the 7 energy bodies give energy to the physical body?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, that was
Lots
quite
of questions, probably too many questions to answer on this platform. We will tell you, we will support that fasting is wonderful for the body, wonderful for detoxification, regeneration, and healing for the body. No question about it. Also helps to with your emotional state. It helps with trauma, and it also helps. It will reset your metabolism, and it truly can clear the brain out. What works for you is always the answer. Always the answer. Okay. If you're going to fast for extended periods of time, we want to recommend that you always have some form of fluid intake. If you're going to intermittent fast, it can be a wonderful ongoing lifestyle for you. So we would recommend looking into that. Okay. If you are going to do an intensified fast, let's say a 3-day fast, a 7-day fast, up to a 30-day fast, you do want to not do extreme exerted exercise, mostly because it's going to make you really, really hungry and make the fasting far more difficult for you. But if you can endure through that, that's your choosing. That's your choosing. Some people like to do a full, a no drinking, no liquid, no food fast. A lot of times you have to be really, really careful because depending on your body composition and your body content, that can cause extreme dehydrations. Others, it does not. So you're going to need to get to know your body and then try a few things. 3-day juice fasts are very easy, very simple. Not harmful in any way, up to a 7-day juice fast, super easy peasy, super great for your body. But intermittent fasting on a regular basis is so good for your body, Master, so good. And that can be practiced mildly or in periodic extremities. You can go up to 72 hours on intermittent fasting, which is, a dry fast. Or a water fast. So that's going to be up to you. But if you're asking us, Is fasting good for you? Yes. You're actually designed to fast. You eat far too much, far too much. And yes, it can clog and block your body, especially with all the toxicities and all the poisons that are in your food. Can you move to a fruitarian existence? You will once you hit a fifth level of consciousness. And you will move breatharian when you are a sixth level of consciousness. But by doing it, it won't get you to that level of consciousness. They go simultaneously in their evolution process. We do not recommend that you starve your body out in an attempt to reach high consciousness master. That won't get you to high consciousness. It must be a simultaneous action, and that is the truth.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And the last question, let me see on our list of offline for this. My daughter is 7-year-old and has Tourette's syndrome. I did a healing on her end. Hold on a second. I did the healing on her end and lessened her tics. What else do you recommend can be done that can help her?
Detoxification. It's a byproduct of the jabs. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a byproduct of medications and the jabs. That's what we're telling you. So we are going to recommend detoxification. That will help. It will help. And then modification, you need to get sugars and plastics and metals out of your diet and out of the body. Sugar, plastic, and metal out of the body. That's what that's all about. That's what most every condition is about. Okay?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And that was the last question of today's show. Again, reminding you, and I'm going to show the QR code again at the top right corner of the screen. Remember, the energy sessions in May, 2 different modalities. All right, 2 different modalities. Just use your camera, the camera of your cell phone, pointed at that QR code at the top right corner of the screen, and it will take you exactly to the landing page with all you need to know in order to sign up for these incredible sessions. And remember, just this week, there was this group Q&A session that lasted almost 3 hours. It was just incredible. All right, exactly. Just amazing. Any final thoughts, final comments, Kasey, before we go?
Stay connected with us, please. Thank you so much for participating in this show. This is so much fun. Definitely one of our highlights of our week. Stay connected with Angel as well. He's just amazing, just amazing. And we are honored and we are blessed to be connected with you. So everybody have an amazing week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
Absolutely, next Sunday. And it's going to be, what is it going to be? It's going to be the 1st or the 2nd of June already, right? Yeah. It's going to be the 1st of, I think it's going to be the 1st of, hold on. Yeah, it's going to be the 1st of June, if I am counting it right. And thank you for being with us. As usual, it's our pleasure. Thank you for so many questions. There were 8 questions today and live that we couldn't answer because we had other questions offline that we had to answer. As you know, what we always try to do is at least get one of your questions. Almost everyone asked more than one today. So we try to also always answer one of them and then go to the offline questions that come from other shows. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. The gratitude is ours. Thank you for being with us. We love you. And let me play the outro video that we love, because our amazing production team always has these incredible visual productions, and the outro video is not an exception. Thank you. See you next week at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the 107 Ask Julius Show. See you next week. Bye-bye.